Alright then. I haven't played any Expedition Conquistador for a little bit, but it's time to do another recording. Well, let's see how this goes. Now, note this point, by the way. Since they basically like messed with the Aztecs, I'm thinking I might like start doing some of the missions for them. They have quite a few missions that like you can basically do before I'll note that basically there's like two like conflicting paths you can sort of like take in this game where you can sort of like side with like the Aztecs, or if you want to, you can side with like their enemies, like the guys in over here. Zlapi, I think that's called. But anyways, let's just get to it, shall we? I forget where I want to go, but whatever. Actually, I should probably go down to here. We're gonna go deal with the issue that they're having with the nearby summit that isn't paying tribute to the Aztecs, I think, for now. That's convenient. I'm always going to get more herbs. $120 herbs, 147 medicine, always really good to see. It's very easy to become self-sufficient in this game, by the way, as you can see, so... Let's get self-sufficient. Pig. Awesome. I killed a pig. Apparently got a few people deserving, so that's fine, I guess. Whoop! Some animals made off of my rations there, so we lost about as much as we made right there. I gotta remember I gotta start making more cannonballs and stuff like that, but whatever. We'll get that out when we get to it. Down this path we go. Alright, now that we're basically here, I'll note that basically when we get here, we have another sort of quest thing to do. So here's the market, don't care about the market. Alright, so nothing noticeable has changed in Quaffaleton. It's still a moment of misery and despair that you remember from our last visit. The chieftain, Itsusun, is still alive, but he still needs his wife to fetch him for you. So, I've come to collect the food you owe to Tenochtitlan. Itzcuchtlan attempts to growl in anger, which he may once have been able to pull off to intimidating effect, but now it simply turns into a predictable coughing fit. Look around, white woman. Do you see much food to take? Does our market overflow with tributes stolen from the poor, famished Tenochtitlan? Dial it back, old man. I can't return to the city empty-handed. So, you're right, of course, but Tenochtitlan needs food as well. I'm sure they do. There are hundreds of thousands of people concentrated upon a teeny island. How will they feed themselves, if not with the support of hard-working farmers, for miles and miles around? They might have considered that before they left us to rot in our disease and famine. So, you basically say, troops search the food and bring all the food you can, or let's find a solution to this problem so everyone can eat. So, the chieftain sighs. it makes a prolonged rattling sound. The food is hidden because we knew Chichichlin would come for its dues, but we will starve without it. These are our last reserves, and we will pray to all the gods that will keep us going through the damnable plague. So basically, diplomacy here. So I sympathize with your plight, but you have to pay your debts. I can buy food for you, but not full price. Scouting, alright, we'll try something else. Search for any clues as to where they've hidden the food. So, you leave me no choice, round up the males in the town, bring it here, or you can be like, if you find new in, they get no food. Well, let's try for diplomacy, I guess, right now. We'll try and pay, but not full price. The chieftain looks you dead in the eye for a long moment, then lifts his chin. No, I will not sell the lives of my people to you. Nothing you can offer will be enough. Alright, so basically I have like two choices here. Round the males in the town, bring them here, or fine you win, you will return and give tell me you have no food to give. At first the chieftain looks apprehensive. When he realizes that you mean it, he breathes the longest, most avert sigh of relief you've ever heard. So you're a good woman after all. The people of Quefflin thank you. With what's left of our hearts. I will not claim that I understand what consequences this will have for you, but whatever happens in Tenochtitlan, remember that you have granted to just desperate defeated people a final glimmer of hope. So basically, like, we do that. They won't be happy about it, but it's fine. We'll, we're not going to be like friends of the Aztecs anyway. So return to the palace and inform that they have no food to give. Now where's this going? Alright, we don't know where this one is yet, this thing here, so we can't science coil this yet. He's in Texcoco on the eastern bank of the lake. And this wants to go to the west and do something else, so that's fine. Alright, well, let's just get going here. Ah, that's where we have to go for that guy, okay. Good to know. Most of these, like, quests for, like, the Aztecs are fairly straightforward. They're, fairly close to each other, so they're not hard to find. Only one to reserve, so at this point, let's do some herbalism. All my guys look pretty high morale, at least at this point, so that's nice. One spoils the night, but it's fine. And down we go. Well, I guess that's as far as we go right now. You know what? Let's get these guys to do some herbalism as well. It's time to basically get my, like, herbs, done a little bit here. There we go. Alright, let's go talk to the people in the temple, or palace. Oh, that's the wrong place. That's the market. Here I can trade, like, stuff like medicine if I want to. Now, note, by the way, at this point, it probably makes sense to actually start getting some equipment and such, so I may start, like, doing this with my medicine just to sort of, like, make use of it a little bit now. Let's get 5, like, equipment here. And I can put this on one of my guys here, so Isabella, I think. Oh, you're already full. At some point, all these guys are basically going to have equipment on, and I don't have to worry about, like, equipment anymore. That's going to actually happen at some point, I believe. Oh, you're missing equipment, apparently. Let's start getting my husband here up a little bit more and stuff. And, you know, I just realized something. I've got 600 experience here, so I really should be leveling up someone right now. Let's see here. I could make her a veteran burial here. I think she's like the only soldier vet to actually get the veteran except for this guy in Errands, so that would make sense. I should also possibly get Danielle at the veteran as well. Let's get Burial up here a little bit. And actually, before I do that, let's just check her stuff here. So, currently she's got block. So she's better at blocking. Basically, this is like my soldier for like, you know, standing and taking like hits and stuff, so... Might want to get her dodge. I might also want to get her fencer. Or even hardened. There's not a whole lot of like abilities like to make use of here, but you know, it's still, you know, it's a lot of stuff you make use of if you want. Though I think with her, let's get her fencer for now. So basically, you know, she made like, you know, a little more defensive. We'll boost this up a little bit. I'm not sure, but I think I'm probably gonna get like, you know, Padella here, basically boost up her like, you know, skills a little bit more soon. I think I'm gonna have like another sergeant. I can't really remember, but whatever. We'll hold off on leveling up anyone for now. All right, so the general basically is here. So he's stationed in the Palace Gardens where he met Monty, though the Emperor himself is not present. The Royal Guard informs me that you've returned empty-handed from Cruflin. How can this be? So, General, the poverty of Cruflin cannot be overstated. They have no food to give. A hard ice pierced in his voice. None? Are they not still alive? Do they not still eat? They are themselves starving. My people searched their homes and found them empty. He sighs. I cannot offer you a reward when your mission is a failure, regardless of whether or not the fault lies with you. So, basically, like, you know, understand, it's another matter which can be a service. So, blah blah. You might, it's like, you know, trying to like be, you know, good relations here with these guys or not, but you know, whatever, see, I understand. Get some experience for it. So, goal failed. He folds his arms behind his back in a very military fashion. In fact, a more important matter has come up that may provide a better chance to improve our Emperor's trust in you. I'm all ears. Your interpreter clearly struggles a little with the idiom, and Quipeta's puzzled facial expression indicates that the translation didn't quite hit the mark. Yes, well, as you may be aware, there is a nation called Tlaxca to the east. They have never been under our control, despite our best efforts, but they are now surrounded by our empire on all sides. I don't believe I had any dealings with Tlaxca yet. Very good. The fact that Tlaxcalia has managed to resist us for so long makes them important. It has come to my attention that a group of nobles from Tenochtitlan, acting at their own behest, have arranged a secret diplomatic meeting with Tlaxca to negotiate terms of peace. The Emperor does not desire peace? The Emperor desires nothing less than the subjugation of Tlaxca and its full integration in the Aztec Empire. The nobles know this. We believe their plot calls for the assassination of the Emperor. I thought the Emperor was generally very well liked. The Emperor is a great ruler who enjoys the love and respect of his people, but any great ruler has enemies. So what shall we do about this? Quipeta smiles and frowns at the same time. The effect is somewhat menacing. It would please the Emperor greatly if unknown forces acting alone were to show up at the secret meeting and, for example, take the lives of everyone involved. Where is the meeting? According to my source, they are meeting in the ruins of the Celtic temple at the east, on the edge of the swamplands. It would be best if nobody makes it out alive. After pointing out the approximate location of the Celtic ruins on your map, Quipeta thanks you your time, and you once again escort respectfully out of the palace. So, I'll note by the way that, like, you know, these are like conflicting goals here, so we're actually starting to get those finally. Basically, like, you know, there's one to, like, you know, do the clandestine diplomacy, where I basically travel there and, like, you know, basically interrupt the meeting here. Or if I want to, like, you know, and do something else. Did this overwrite my other goal? I'm not really sure. Yeah, basically, like it's the same tomb over here is the thing. But anyhow, let's go over here first. Let's help the merchants out, I guess. Ooh, pig. I like pigs. Alright, there goes that pig. The region surrounding the lake is so well populated, blah blah. It's basically like, you know, we've seen this already. Find a warrior. Or maybe I haven't read this already. So the region surrounding the lake is so well populated, you probably wouldn't recognize Texcoco as a distinct city if you didn't know what that is. It almost seems like an extension of Tenochtitlan. Thousands upon thousands of people fill the streets, and the crowds part as you move towards the city center. You feel like a shark swimming through an ocean full of fish. Find a warrior. You spot a warrior on duty in one of the city's central plazas. He looks increasingly intimidated the closer you get. I seek an eagle warrior named Kyoto. The man stares at you with his mouth wide open, paralyzed. Then, just as you're about to give into the temptation to push his chest as if he's toppled like a statue, he turns and runs off between the buildings. You raise your eyebrows and look to your followers, but they can only shrug in return. Wait. A few minutes later, a tall warrior emerges around a corner, trailed by 5 subordinates. He's wearing the costumes of Aztec's elite eagle warriors, but it's clearly seen some heavy use, and has been repaired in several places with whatever fabrics were at hand. He stops dead in his tracks when he sees you, and frowns. His hands move instinctively to the makuchu at his side. He turns and speaks to the warrior from before, but the interpreter hears what he's saying and translates. These are the people who asked for me? The young warrior simply nods. Kyoto scrutinizes you. By name? The warrior nods again. That's right. Kyoto regards you wearily. Then he takes another few steps toward you, never laying you down his guard. My name is Kyoto. I'm leader of the Aztec warriors of Texcoco. So, I'm DFuxa. You can call me Captain. So, I am DFuxa. Why have you summoned me here, child of the sun? So, I'm here on behalf of Matatol. His face drops ever so subtly. I expect you have not come to deliver corn and seeds. So, I've been sent to make you back off. Kyoto nods gravely, and you are set on completing this mission. So I think I'll hear your version of things first. I might be persuaded to change my mind. I'm afraid there will be no swinging me, so I think I'll hear his version first. He lifts his chin and gives you a sideways look. We should discuss this in private. Please accompany me to our compound. Follow Kyoto. Kyoto takes you to the compound just outside the center of the city where he and his people live. There are clearly enough temporary accommodations, a military barracks consisting of 4 buildings in the Aztec style, arranged around a small square. The Eagle Warrior beckons you into the smallest building, which appears to be his home. He sits on the floor at the low table and motions for you to join him. He looks tired. Malo outright asks you to kill me. He's a little more subtle, but only a little. There was no doubt what he was asking. What did he promise you in return? Metals. I assume gold, maybe iron for weapons. He glances at your breastplate. I've been charged to defend the people north of the city from the Tanakh and other enemies. In truth, I suspect the nobles are more worried about insurrections than invasions, but it doesn't matter. People here are no threat, and they don't need defending. He leans forward. They need help. The people who live on the outskirts of the city are sick and are starving. There are too few healthy people to farm the lands, and Tenochtitlan does nothing. My superiors maintain I have no responsibility toward these people beyond defending them. But that's a load of nonsense. You want Malan to help you feed them. It's not a solution, but it would keep them going until this disease blows over. With corn and seeds from Matlow near merchants, we could feed the citizens until they can once again feed themselves. Perhaps there's another solution? Simply taking what we need from the merchants? I would bring your cause to the attention of the Emperor, so I have food to spare. All this other stuff. Let's just say I have food to spare, see if I can pay him off. Kyoto's eyebrows soar dramatically. How much will you part with? Produce a ration. You produce a ration from your bag and Kyoto respects it with great interest. He chuckles. It may take a while for these starving people to get used to military rations, but this will do. I would say 1 bag of corn and seeds from Mala would roughly amount to 5 of these rations. Can you spare 300 of them? So I don't have that many rations, but I might be able to obtain them. So basically, you can, like, you know, obtain some rations, or you, like, you know, obtain them. Basically, is all you know going on here. So I don't have that many rations, but I might be able to obtain them. He stands up. I thank you, DFuxa. I've grown tired of apathy of Tenochtitlan's nobles towards the sufferings of their people. Though it comes from a most unexpected place, I am happy to see that there is still compassion in this world. Return to me with the goods, and I will aid you in distributing it. Alright, so basically it's like a good way of basically getting these people on side, so why not? Let's just go and do it. Now obviously I have to go and buy like 150 like rations to do this, but you know, it's fine. Let's see here. They have very, like, you know, good supply of food here, so let's buy at least actually, you know what? Let's just buy 140 of all my medicine here, because, like, you know, I can always produce more medicine. And I'll buy a few of, like, you know, my valuables. There. By the way, I want to make sure I have enough, like, you know, for, like, you know, myself as well as after, so we'll do that. So there's my, like, rations. A little bit costly doing that, but it's fine. It's not like I'm going for a high score or anything here, so we can go with this. You return to Kyoto's compound in Texcoco, and he meets you outside his house. What news from Tenochtitlan? So I just thought by and make sure Tenochtitlan hadn't sent somebody else to kill you yet. So here's the rations you need. Kyoto stands up and bows deeply. He looks gently moved by generosity. I accept your generous donation. Have your servants deliver the food to our compound, and Meno will never hear from me again. So, deliver rations to Kyoto. So, Greed basically don't like this, Open Mind are very happy, Braces don't like it, blah blah. Your tremendous generosity stirs major controversy among your people, almost to the point of physical conflict. While your troops are engaged in their shine contest, your servants quietly load a huge delivery of rations into a cart and transport it to Kyoto's compound, where he and his warriors stand ready to receive it. When all the rations have been delivered, Kyoto gives you his shield as proof for model, then he bids you farewell with many thanks. So, there we go, that's basically done. Very, very simple. Alright, so you find Matlao in the market near where he approached you before. Child of the Sun, you return from Texcoco. Do you bring news concerning Kyoto? Show him Kyoto's shield. His impeccable polite facade is lit up with joy. Fantastic! I consider the terms of our agreement fulfilled, and I will have my servants bring a cartload of metals and valuables to your caravan. It has been a distinct pleasure doing business with you. So I get some, like, you know, stuff here. The Aztecs basically like a little bit, you know, a little bit from that, but whatever. Get some metals. The merchants battle and unleash you to make the invasions. You return to your carts, and half an hour later, 4 overtaxed servants arrive with the old wooden cart load of iron ore and gold. So there we go. Alright, so that's basically a very, like, you know, simple one to basically do. Now, I think at this point, I really have to start exploring, like, you know, a little bit more before I get to, like, this event, because there is actually a bit more to do besides, like, you know, this, like, event down here. So, how am I going to do this? I also want to go down this direction, I guess, so we'll go down here, I guess. We'll do the plan. And by the way, at this point, I'm going to have to start, like, you know, getting more medicine again, so that'll be a thing, but whatever. Let's just get off the road for now. These guys can basically, like, you know, preserve all his stuff here, I guess, so that's fine. And you can do some preserving here. You can do preserving here, I guess. Ooh, meager catch. But oh well. What's at this house? I forget. The Spy Curse. Alright, so traveling through the outskirts of the city of Tenochtitlan, you come across a small square with a basin in the center. The square is crowded with people going about their business, but you quickly notice that 2,000 people lying around a basin, some wearing bandages, others coughing and looking pale and sick. At the opposite end of the square, you see a curious-looking Aztec. His face and body scarred like nothing you've seen before, tending to a patient. Approach the scarred man. As you come closer, it's almost as if his scars make up a pattern, but you can't quite discern what they're supposed to resemble. As he finishes tending to his patient, he looks up to you and smiles, wiping his hands. He comes towards you and introduces himself as Nahuto. Your translator says his name and Pato, and explains that he's a doctor and a shaman in this part of the city. With grand gestures and a warmth of genuine enthusiasm, Patillo continues to speak. The stars racing across the sky carry bad omens, and you seem like the sort of that could cause all sorts of trouble. I do not believe in such things. We bend our fates by the strength in our hands. So what opens? A year ago, as I mentioned, a star raised brightly across the sky. It is considered a very bad omen. I believe that is merely because what we make of it. I saw it as a sign of something new, a great change. For many moons now, I have waited for that change. To shake loose these tiresome old ailments. Mathilde gestures toward the patients around the plaza. What's wrong with them? The same as always. Fever, infections, sore bones, boring. Never anything exciting. I heard of a rumor where an entire village carried spots on their skin, but I have not been able to go there. It sounds fascinating though. Why can't I get some of that my way? So tell them about Quiflin. So basically tell them about Disease City. You tell them about the village full of starving people with blisters all over their bodies they suspect to be smallpox. Batello seems very intrigued and his smile grows as you describe the village filled with smallpox. As you finish, he's quick to make a request. Should your path take you there again, would you be willing to bring me a patient? Your men look a little surprised at his request, and a few of them protest having to drag a rotten cadaver around for a savage. Valencia interjects, leaning in to whisper, Signoria, I do not think this would be wise. Lord knows what devil-worshipping ritual this heathen will use on it. So, let's accept the request. Pat Lily lights up and is just about to hug you, but thinks better of it when he remembers his hands are covered in blood. Instead, he nods in sincere acknowledgement and thanks you. So, alright, here's a quest basically to do. Well, I guess we'll go up here and pick up a cadaver, bring it back down. The farmer. Alright, this is the guy over here. So, what's your name? You know, I bet if this guy could have got both his oxen to get the food supply needed, but whatever. We're gonna leave him be. We're not gonna bother the farmer. It's not like I'm hurting on food or anything right now, right? So. Leave it be. I'll stop off the road over here. So I want to note that I'm in the plains apparently, so not the greatest place to be right now, but whatever. Let's go hunting a few. That'll be fine, I think. So camp. Whoop! I lost some valuables again. I got some equipment, so that's nice. There we go, a little bit more equipment for him. And here we go. Alright, so ask a villager to follow you to Tenochtitlan. That's probably not going to help very well, but whatever. Let's get ourselves a sacrifice. You wander around the village for a while until you find a young man who obviously signs of smallpox. You take him aside and ask if he's willing to travel to Tenochtitlan with you to see a shaman. The young man, who is called Nkakra, appears relieved and hopeful at the prospect of getting out of the village. You agree to meet up to the outskirts of the village when you leave. It seems very odd that they're willingly letting me come with me because the Aztecs sacrifice people and that might be what I'm doing with this guy, but whatever. Continue. Unfortunately, word that there may be a way out of this hell spreads like wildfire. You soon find yourself surrounded by starving villagers looking for you to liberate them. So, we're gonna grab him and run, I guess. Run away! Let's take you. Let's take Mercedes. I'll take a doctor. I'll take Rita. Oh, that's all the people I'm gonna get, apparently. Wasn't expecting a battle to run away, but okay.